Yo, what's up? Alright, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex. This is going to be another YouTube video. Now, when I do the video on fathers and say thank you to men that are fathers and grandfathers, I'm going to put that on my premier YouTube channel. Now, on my second and third premier YouTube channel, I'm going to make a YouTube video, and this one's going to be probably close to the last video of the thank you series. So I got like probably 3 other thank you videos that I have to make, so this will be like, so it's technically going to be a total of 4, because I'm going to extend the series. So instead of 3 last videos, it'll be 4 last videos. So this is just one of the last 4 of thank you videos. So when we get 2 to 3 weeks and I say right off the back, I'm done with the thank you videos, I don't want no one to be upset that they didn't get a thank you. So you're getting a thank you before it gets to Thanksgiving. Alright, this title of the video is going to be called Sex Game. Thank you to all women that are mothers and grandmothers. You got some black women, you got some white women, you got some Latina women, sexy mamacitas, you got some Asian women, you have some BBW women that are mothers and grandmothers. It just occurred to me that I'm making all these thank you videos, right? And somebody might say, Alex, well, if you're going to make all these thank you videos for black women, white women, Latina women, Asian women, and BBW women, because you find them very physically, sexually attractive, what about the women that are mothers and grandmothers? What about the women who have had to put in hard work and sacrifice for 10, 15, 20, 25 years? What about those women who don't get to see their family when they're at work? So the last thing I want is to finish off the year making thank you videos, and then someone comes in the comment section, male or female, young or old, black or white, and say, but you didn't make no thank you video to women that are mothers and grandmothers. See, it's only respectful and fitting that I make the YouTube video. Because if I make a video called Sex Game, thank all men that are fathers and grandfathers, then the women are going to sit back and say, hey, you made video about fathers and grandfathers. What about mothers and grandmothers? After all, I am a black man, and I did 99.999% came from a black woman. And the last thing I want is for any woman, not just black women, but any woman to take an issue with me not making that video. So this video has to get made. I've never made this type of video. And the reason why we're making the video is because it's out of respect for the mothers and the grandmothers. They say 99.99% in statistic theory that daughters go to their father for advice, which is true. And boys go to their mother and grandmother for advice. And it's true. It's right on the money. That's why it's always portrayed in movies and television shows that the men always go to their mother and grandmother for advice, and every now and then goes to advice for his father and grandfather. I mean, you're supposed to get advice from both, but you hear what I'm saying in the video. And this is to say thank you to the black women that are mothers who carried us for 9 months. Like, yes, it takes a man and a woman to come together and create a union, and then 9 months later, you're put into this world. And if it wasn't for my mother, God rest her soul, rest in peace, if it wasn't for my mother, I would have not existed. You would have never got these great YouTube videos that you see on all my multiple YouTube channels. You would have never got Alexander the martial artist, Alexander the bodybuilder, power lifter, martial artist, filmmaker, YouTube superstar. You would have never got Alexander the poet writer who likes poetry and art. You would have never got Alexander the human being if I did not come from a black woman. I would never, and I mean never, 99.99% accuracy, but never trade those experiences for anything. Because everything I've ever wanted, I was going to get. Because, number one, the Most High. You always have to say thank you to the Most High. God's number one, then my mom. And then, of course, there's my teachers. There's my martial arts teachers. There's my mentors. And then there's everybody else. That's how the way I look at it. And to me, it only makes sense for me to say thank you to the black women who are mothers and grandmothers. Whenever I needed to learn how to cook food, You know, my mother and grandmother would put me up on game. So I have to say thank you to the black women that are mothers and grandmothers. I have to say thank you to the white women that are mothers and grandmothers. Even when my mom passed away and I didn't really have a mother or a grandmother, a lot of the white women that were mothers and grandmothers could take one big look at me when I got my first job, my second job, and my third job, because they have strong women's intuition, and they could tell that there was something missing from my aura. And they could tell that I had a mother and I had a grandmother and that I was raised right. And they could tell that I did not have that magic glow that I used to have. You know, when I lost my grandmother and my mother in a 4 or 5 year span of each other, it was probably by far the biggest tragedy in my entire life. Like, nothing equals to that. When you lose your grandmother and your mother less than 4 or 5 years of each other, it's a tough pill to swallow, because you don't get to sit down and have those moments that I used to get. And a lot of the white women would play the role of my mother and grandmother, and they would do a very great and fantastic job. Other black women would come in and play the role of my mother and grandmother, because they also too could tell that at one point in history I used to have a mother and a grandmother. So I have to say thank you to the black women for being mothers and grandmothers, and thank you for seeing that I needed some help when I was down and out, struggling to get my first job, my second job, my third job. I want to say thank you to the white women for taking it upon yourself to come in and, you know, try to give me that wisdom to move forward when I just wanted to quit and give up and just sit there and don't do nothing. I want to say thank you to the Latina women, sexy mamacitas, that are mothers and grandmothers, for trying to, you know, get me to see the world from a different perspective and not look at everything in a one-way perspective, because I was doing that in high school and college, and they would tell me, you know, you got to learn how to stop doing that, because that's not how the world works. You know, it's not always your perspective, it's multiple perspectives. Then I have to say thank you to the Asian women, because a lot of the Asian women, when I couldn't get no conversation, the Asian women would come in there and, you know, give me some conversations. And so I want to say thank you to all the women for being there in a time when I actually needed some help. So this video is if you're a black woman, a white woman, a Latina woman, an Asian woman, a BBW woman, but you're a mother and a grandmother and you have kids and grandkids. So this video is if you're a mother or a grandmother. That's what this YouTube video is for. So this video in general is for women only. The reason why I'm making the video for the women that are mothers and grandmothers is because it's out of respect. You know, a woman carried a baby for 9 months and they bring us into the world, I wouldn't exist. I mean, you see how I'm on camera right now doing these YouTube videos? That 99.99% would not be possible if I did not come from a black woman. I came from a black woman first. So even if you hear me say I like white women, Latina women, and Asian women, and I find them physically, sexually attractive, always remember, I came from a black woman first. You know, it takes a man and a woman to create a union, and then I was born. You would never got Alexander, the YouTube superstar, the filmmaker, Alexander, the rock star, Alexander, the human being, Alexander, the bodybuilder, the martial artist. All of those personalities would never exist if I did not come from a black woman. So I came from a black woman. So don't want no one to be taking this out of turn. It's me showing proper respect, because when I make the very next YouTube video called Sex Game, Thank All Men for Being Fathers and Grandfathers, I don't want the men to be complaining. I don't want the women to be complaining. I want fair balance. I make videos for the women. They're made for women. If I make videos for men, they're made for men. It's okay if I make videos for two different groups. I have two different audiences, and I have to show respect to the generation that came before me. You know, I have two generations behind me, and when we get to 10, 15, 20 years from now, they're going to start watching these YouTube videos, you know, years from now, and try to research me and find out who I am. And the last thing I want is for someone to say, oh, that was that guy that make all those videos, but he never took his platform and made some good out of it. So that's why you see me make these videos. Because the last thing I want is for someone to say, well, you ain't said thank you to me, so I have to do it. Because it's respect. That's all it is. It's just respect. Respect is to be earned, not given. You have to earn respect. You have to do something to get respect. You don't just wake up one morning and the whole world respects you. You have to do something. And sometimes it requires you giving back to people. Sometimes it requires focus, attention. Sometimes it requires you sitting down and addressing something, you know. So basically this video was for women that are mothers and grandmothers, because they do watch my YouTube videos too. And for the most part, everybody likes my videos. Not all my videos. Sometimes my videos are questionable. Sometimes they're a bit extreme and over the top. I try to calm down on the foul language. I try my best. Until next time, peace.